This fifth wheel was recalled because the U-bolt may loosen, allowing the axle to shift while in transit. Here's one for improperly tightened 50 amp shore power inlet connections. Overheating can occur and cause a fire. There are happy RV topics and there are topics that are just negative and unpleasant. At the end of the day, I could not care less about any of that. If I think a video is going to help the RV community, I make that video, good or bad. If you own an RV or at some point will be buying one, there's a lot to be learned by looking at recalls, and that's why I made this video. I'll give you some resources later in the video where you can go and check recalls for yourself, but I want to first explain what triggers a recall. It's not trim pieces falling off the wall or refrigerator doors not properly sealing. They're issued when a vehicle or equipment component fails to meet federal safety standards or poses an unreasonable safety risk due to a design, manufacturing, or performance defect. These are issues that can cause serious injury to you while you're using the RV or to others while you're traveling. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is a division of the federal DOT. One of their functions is to initiate a recall for anything that can legally travel on our roads and highway system. Manufacturers themselves may also issue a recall. I'm going to start with the last 8 months of data. We'll talk about what recalls look like over a larger period of time a little bit later in the video. So let's take a look at the data starting with the parent companies. There are 4 main parent companies that own about 85 to 90% of the North American RV manufacturing market. From largest to smallest is Thor, Forest River, Winnebago, and then Rev Group. Remaining 10 to 15% of market share is held by private and or independent companies. Thor has the most recalls at 58. This number represents a specific problem for a specific model within 1 calendar month. For example, the Keystone Carbon was recalled for a patio rail issue back in December of 2025. That's 1 recall. If the Carbon was recalled for the same problem in a different month, the NHTSA issues another recall. Additionally, if the Carbon was recalled in the same month but for a different problem, that counts as a 3rd recall. So back to the chart, Thor leads the recall list, Forest River is at 41, and Winnebago at 37. Then we have Rev Group, and they only had 2 recalls, less than some of the smaller independents. Over to the smaller companies, Group A Rapido, I think is how you say it, they own Roadtrek, unfortunately had 6 recalls just recently in May of 2026. KV Capital and New Camp at 4. Storyteller, Overland, and Alliance at 3, Brinkley, Ember, ATC, and Gulfstream Coach at 2, and last, Pebble Flow, Trails West, and Triple E at 1. Now again, this data is only from the last 8 months, so you can make the argument that there are some manufacturers on this list today who unfortunately just had a recall during this period, but are otherwise known as a solid manufacturer. You can also argue that there are companies not on the list today who are known to have production issues, but they just got lucky during this time period. I chose the last 8 months because I wanted to focus on the 2026 model year because we are seeing a sales decline. And since model year rollouts really start happening the last couple months of the previous year, I included the data going all the way back to the beginning of October. But I'll keep adding future and past recalls to the list. If it's something you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to make this an annual video. Let's move over and take a look at the type. There's significantly more towables on the road than drivables, but there's a lot more moving parts with a motorhome. There were 85 drivable recalls and 84 towable recalls. So for at least this time frame of the recreational vehicles on the road, a higher percentage of drivables were recalled. Okay, let's move over to subsidiary manufacturers. These are the actual manufacturers building and assembling the RVs, and this is where it gets really interesting. Just because a manufacturer is owned by a parent company doesn't necessarily mean they operate the same way as the other subsidiary manufacturers underneath that umbrella. For example, Grand Design is owned by Winnebago, but they are functionally independent, utilizing their own management. KZ and Venture are owned by Thor, but also operate independently. Same thing with Tiffin and Airstream, and of course there are others. The Forest River manufacturing brand leads the recalls with 27. The Thor manufacturing brand is at 23 and Winnebago at 22. Obviously, Forest River, Thor, and Winnebago are the parent companies here. The subsidiaries are sort of the flagship brand for those parent companies, and they produce a lot of RVs under those brand names. I can't say for sure, but I would guess Forest River took the top spot here because they produce both towables and motorhomes. Thor as a manufacturer is Thor Motor Coach, so motorhomes only. Jayco and Keystone are next with 14 recalls each. Coachmen at 11, and Grand Design at 9. Rounding out the bottom, 6 recalls for Newmar and Roadtrek, 5 for Tiffin, 4 for Escape Trailers and Pleasant Valley. Alliance, East to West, and Storyteller Overland all have 3 recalls. Then near the bottom are ATC, Brinkley, Ember, Gulfstream Coach, and Rev Group, all sharing 2 recalls, while KZ, Pebble Flow Mobility, Trails West, Triple E, and Vanleigh only have 1 recall each. I think you can make the argument that quality, in part, has less to do with the ownership and more to do with the subsidiary manufacturer. Case in point, Airstream, known for quality above all else, not on this list, and they've been owned by Thor since 1980. Thor, being the largest parent company in the North American RV market, definitely takes the brunt of the beating online for product quality. But of all the companies Thor owns, 98% of the recalls come from only 4 manufacturers: Jayco, Thor Motor Coach, Keystone, and Tiffin. 66% of all recalls in the Forest River family come from the Forest River manufacturing line. And forget ownership for a second, there are other factors here. There's separate plants that build specific models and/or lines. Within each plant is a management team and a labor force completely different from another management team and labor force in a different plant, regardless if they're owned by the same parent company. Another consideration, do some of these recalls fall on the specific equipment manufacturer? Remember, RV manufacturers are not building axles, water heaters, or air conditioners. They're just installing someone else's product. It's ultimately the ownership's responsibility to fix these issues. There's no question about that, but the data clearly shows that there's more to product quality than just ownership. Okay, let's look at the individual models being recalled. There's a long list of models that were only recalled once or twice in this time frame. I'll scroll down through them so you can pause the video if you want to look them over, but I'd like to focus on the models that were recalled 3 times within this 8-month period. Wildwood, Salem, Montana, Granite Ridge, and the Integra Condor models all have 3 recalls. The Grand Design Lineage line has 5 recalls in the last 8 months. Another thing worth pointing out, if you're using recalls for research information, we cannot determine the number of units on the road that a recall affects without doing further research. In other words, since many of these recalls include 1 or 2 model years, that's usually a relatively low number. But in October of 2025, Forest River issued a panel wiring recall for all Salems manufactured from 2016 through 2026. 11 years of a very common trailer means a lot of affected units, but still only 1 NHTSA recall. Let's move to actual reasons for these recalls. In no specific order, I'm just going to list some of the recalls that stood out to me. Adhesive securing roof solar panels may fail, allowing detachment. For the models on your screen now, a recall was issued for the ramp door possibly breaking away during loading and unloading. The water tank heating pad may fail and cause a fire on these Winnebago models. Forest River and Coachmen models where the distribution panel may be wired to the battery without overcurrent protection. Here's a few where the shock bolts may have been incorrectly tightened, increasing the risk of a crash. Improperly routed coolant lines, which could lead to an overheating engine and loss of drive power. The liquid propane hose may contact the generator exhaust on these Thor motor coach models. Improperly tightened 50 amp shore power inlet terminals, which can lead to overheating and a potential fire risk. Driver and passenger seat bases may not have been properly tightened. The generator exhaust under the slide out into the cabin. The LP tank may detach and become a road hazard. The U-bolt may loosen, allowing the axle to shift. I will post a link to this spreadsheet down in the video description so you guys can look it over if you want. So we can see some of these issues are labor assembly problems, but the issues are not isolated to the production floor. Okay, I want to end this video on a positive note, so I'm going to list in no specific order some of the companies who did not show up on the recall list during this time frame. Airstream, Dutchman, Heartland, Sabre, Venture, Lance, Intech, Outdoors RV, Pleasureway, Open Range, Renegade, Highland Ridge, Palomino, and of course there are many others. So if you want to look up recalls yourself, NHTSA.gov is where you can search for recalls based on year, make, model, or VIN. To make things easier, you can simply subscribe to our free newsletter. You will get a monthly email with all RV recalls from the prior month. So that's less work you have to do. There's a link on the screen right now to join our newsletter. I hope this video helped raise some awareness on the importance of checking recalls, at least for your RV. That's really the intention of this video, because a lot of these issues are not situations you want to be in while you're on the road.